Hello, welcome back. We got a bit of cheese going down, so let's get these player introductions blasted through and we'll talk about that. So first, top right, spawning into purple Zerg, it is
440 Gaming, Zode.
And his opponent in the bottom left, the red Terran, throwing down 2 proxy Drax.
Triple T, Risk Gaming, Alceister.
So yeah, we got the proxy Turax, and Zode has actually scouted for it with his Overlord, but just scraping past, not seeing it. Literally like 1 hex further up, and he would have seen one of those racks, man. Really unfortunate, but nice hiding spot chosen by Alceister, and I guess that's why he went for it. And the SCV is going to get into the base without Zode having any idea. Ooh, this is going to be a top off though. 4 SCVs leaving the base, and Zode sees that, and he's gonna have alarm bells start ringing. He's gonna be thinking, yep, we see a lot of drones coming off the middle line. This actually might be a bit of an overcommit, unless they're just okay. One spine crawler is gonna go down, and he's gonna try and get this SCV, which would be a nice pickoff. And he is gonna get it. Very, very nice. And now all these SCVs are out hunting, and they're going to find a pack of 4 Marines and 2 SCVs, though. And with the extra 4 SCVs, Alceister is making a big commitment to this, which is... So Zode was absolutely right to pull his drones. He hasn't lost any yet, but a couple are going to go down now. He's going to try and get surrounded on these Marines, and he manages it. Ling's coming into the mix as well. Is going to be able to clean all these Marines up, but they still step away. And actually, no! Zode has lost all his... Okay, hello. We are back on Ohana, and no such shenanigans as we saw last game going down here. So, player introductions. Our first player throwing down a 15 hats, spawning down the bottom right-hand corner. It's our purple Zerg.
440 Gaming, Zode.
And his opponent in the opposite corner, up on the top left, the red Terran up 1-0. He needs to win this match to advance almost to the playoffs.
Triple T, pass. Risk Gaming, Alceister.
So yeah, this is of course the winner's match. If Zode loses here, he's not out. He will fall down to face one of our other players, to face Boomerang, and Alceister as well. As if Zode manages to come back here, he'll be fine. Ooh, we got a bunker, so some kind of shenanigans going on. Actually, in plain view of this Overlord, throwing down 2 bunkers. I'm wondering what the thinking is here. I guess is he going to swap between producing them? He's trying to get his SCV on the inside, so it can't actually be attacked. But Zode isn't reacting to this at all, which means the bunkers should finish, and the Reaper will, it'll have a very nice sort of safe spot to come back to. So I don't know whether Zode just didn't notice it, or whether he just doesn't care. He thinks it's not important, but that bunker is finished. Oh, good as now, and the Reaper can sit back in that and heal up whilst poking away at the hatchery. The Queen's finished, but I don't know. There's more Reapers on the way as well. Another one's going to join this first one in the bunker now, and the Queens are going to try and poke down this bunker, but I'm not sure what this second bunker is actually for. There's Reapers are going to... the bunker's going to go down, so he tries to get the salvage on that, doesn't quite manage it, but I guess that's what the second bunker's for. But no, he just salvages that. Still, he's forced out quite a few links from his opponent now. Zode has made a lot more links than he wanted to, about 2 or 3 more sets than he really wanted at this stage in the game. So from that perspective, Alceister's forced a fair bit of damage, but of course he didn't. Ideally, you don't want to be making those bunkers there either way. But either way, the scout comes down. Did Alceister got inside the main base, right? No, he didn't. He hasn't seen this roach warren. So Zode is going for some kind of roach push, and we see those 8 roaches on the way now. And Alceister doesn't actually know about this yet. These 3 reapers are going to come up now, and they should find that roach warren and find out about the push. But they found the roaches, in fact, even more damning evidence. They see some more down at the bottom of the natural, but all of the reapers are going to go down, which leaves Alceister with even less at home to defend this push. He's going to have Hellions and Marines, and those are not what you want to defend against roaches with. Alceister trying to throw down a wall, walling off with an eBay and a couple of supply depots, and that wall off should be finished, or good as finished, by the time Zode gets across the map. Widow mines coming out of the factory now. He's actually foregoing any kind of add-on to just try and focus on defending now, and that's, I think, exactly the right decision. He's got 1 Marine in a bunker right now, so he needs more than that, and Zode is going to move up, his army dwarfing that of Alceister's, but he has to break through this supply depot first. Nice pullback, sees the Widow mine, and the thing about all these bunkers is Zode can actually switch to target firing down a different bunker. It'll take a long time for the SCVs to move over, but he's actually target firing down the SCVs now for guaranteed damage. And I think that's a good choice. It's a lose-lose situation. Either you lose a load of SCVs by sending them to this supply depot, and the supply depot is actually not quite going to fall anyway. The Marines in the bunkers have managed to whittle down the roach numbers enough, but Zode's killed a lot of SCVs, and Alceister's sitting on 16 now. He's lost 11, so Zode has, I think, definitely paid for that attack by crippling his opponent's economy, and Zode can start looking at possibly taking a 3rd base. It's going to be difficult to move out beyond the defensive capabilities of those bunkers and the widow mines, and with no medevac on the way yet, he's not going to be able to put on any kind of pressure until that comes out. There's scouting overlord coming in for Zode to see what's going on, and he's moving back across the map and just macroing up pretty comfortably. A spire coming down. Where's that? That's down the natural there. So I don't know. I think Alceister's in an okay position to defend against the spire. He's got some widow mines. He's got a couple marines. He should be all right against the Mutalist. The big problem will be he doesn't have stim for the maneuverability to give his units those ability to chase the mutas down, to try and catch them unprepared, and just to do more damage to them is very powerful as well. He doesn't even have a tech lab on the map, let alone on a barracks, to start researching it either. And first tech lab's going down now, so he really needs to catch up on those marine upgrades, I guess, enhancements, not the +1/+1, but just the combat shields and the stim. And Alceister's got his widow mines at the rocks as well, in case Zode tries to do any sneaky shenanigans with that, as well as getting up his 3rd base, and Zode is following suit with a 3rd of his own. Pardon me. Baneless coming out for Zode as well, so it looks like the roaches were just for the cheese. We're not going to be seeing any kind of roach hydra play coming out, which is a bit of a shame. I think Ohana's probably pretty good for roach hydra. It's quite a nice open sort of area leading into the 3rd base, and you can set up a nice concave down the bottom of the Terran's natural ramp from his natural to his 3rd. So roach hydra play could have been interesting, but alas alack, it is mutalings and banelings, and very well timed scan from Alceister does see those mutalisks coming out across the map. So he does have an engineering bed, of course, because he built one as wall off. So he could throw down some turrets. He can start moving marines to the appropriate places, but no response as yet means these mutas are actually just going to sort of drift into the main and find a completely unprotected SCV line. A couple of SCVs which were building supply depots do go down. All the SCVs has to be pulled. The supply depot has been cancelled, and these marines coming up are going to be able to drive the mutas away, but not going to kill any of them. And now Zode's just killed a few SCVs and hasn't really lost anything for it. So nice play there, very cost effective. He's going to try and get down this supply depot, do a bit of damage to it at least. Maybe he can come back and snipe it off later, or maybe Maybe Alceister will have to spend minerals repairing it. Either way, free damage is free damage, and Mutalisk can keep swinging around without stim anywhere near for these Marines. Mutalisk can just outmaneuver them, run between the natural and third, and very, very good peeling them away. Oh, gotta be careful with those Ritter Mines, though. That was very close. Made me a bit nervous. Yeah, Zode can mix in some Overseers, maybe a bit of Overseer speed to his mutable, and it's very, very helpful against those Widow Mines. You get much more advanced warning, and of course you can kill them, which is handy. It's always nice being able to kill your opponent's units. And Mutalisk running in. There's small packs of Marines around everywhere, but they can't cover the whole map. And Zode is trying to find places they don't cover. Is that an Overlord making its way across the map? Yes, an Overseer to join up with these pack of Mutas. No speed yet, so it's going to lag a little bit behind. But with Micro, Zode should be able to, pick off a couple of Winter Mines here and there, maybe. And what he's doing most, I think, is keeping Alceister on these two bases. Zode has got his third up, and he's getting a fourth as well. Whereas Alceister, oh, here we go, Winter Mine, pop. And Alceister can't really float his third out with these Mutalisks on the map. They'll just start attacking it, harassing it. And if he sends Marines to defend it, the Mutalisk can swing around and start harassing his natural mineral line, start picking off the gases there. But he's gonna go for it now. Alceister's Mutas are not in position to punish it, so he should manage to get away with it just fine. Although the Mutas run into the middle. Okay, no, Alceister's got Marines there. He'll be okay, but he's going to lose this SCV, and round of Marines finishes, and stim as well means that the Marines can chase these Mutalisks down much, much more capably. Triple upgrades for Zode as well, +1/+1, and +1 on his +1 Carapace on his Mutas. Which is a slightly interesting choice because the Carapace makes them a lot stronger against Marines, but they're not as good at the role that Zode's been really, really excelling with them. He's been harassing, and obviously the fast they kill stuff, if there's nothing shooting at them, the Carapace isn't paying for anything. And so far, Zode hasn't actually lost a single Mutalisk, so he hasn't needed the Carapace upgrade so far in this game. But it's a little bit safer, and I guess Zode is just playing a little bit conservative with Mutalisk, which is nice. I mean, it means they're probably not going to run over a ton of Widow Mines and die. But here we go. This is a big engagement. There's a tank seized up, but so much Zerg here. Banelings are going to catch up with this force very soon. Big surrounds on the Marines. They're going to try and kite away. The tank goes down. Another tank comes in. The Banelings are actually all going to go off in the tank, which is pretty nice for Alceister. But there's a big Widow Mine hit on the Mutas, very cunningly hidden behind that engineering bay there, and a lot of Marines. But the Banelings barrel into them. No splits from Alceister. Banelings take all of them out, and the third base is going to be the price that Alceister pays for that. The medevacs are going to down as well. All of them flying straight through the Mutalisks, and the Mutalisks kill every single medevac Zode. Hello, and here we are for the final match of the first deciding match for Group D. The winner of this will advance onwards. The first player wanting to secure his spot in the playoffs is spawning on the top right-hand corner of Cloud Kingdom and throwing down a hatchery. It's our purple Zode player.
440 Gaming, Zode.
And his opponent down the bottom left-hand corner of Cloud Kingdom, the Red Terran, also wanting that spot in the playoffs. It is
Risk Gaming, Alceister.
So, yeah, here we are. Alceister getting that SCV scout off, and that SCV is loitering in a threatening manner. What are we doing here then? And it looks like a bunker is the answer to that. Zode sees this, absolutely fine. I don't think Alceister knows that Zode has seen though. So Yeah, Zode has the wow. Zode is committing very, very heavily to this. Of course, he doesn't know that there's no proxy T-Rex, so I think that's what he assumes here. So Alceister just cancels that bunker, and Zode has lost a lot of mining time here. So he can't start the 2 queens and 6 lings that he'd normally be able to when that second hatch finishes. He can only just start a pair of lings and a queen. And Alceister's going to take full advantage of that fact with his Reaper. So I think Zode kind of overreacted to that, and then it's going to hurt him now because those 2 lings aren't really going to be able to force that Reaper away in the same way that 4 lings or 6 lings will be able to. And they're just about buying time for that queen to come out. He might have to build a couple spore crawlers here. It looks like that drone's going to make itself into an extractor, slightly more mineral efficient. That one's it's going to die, actually. And the lings have come out now for Zode. So he should be all right. But already losing 3 lings and a drone and forcing out an extractor that he didn't want to make. That's good damage for Alceister. That's nice to see. And pretty fast speed coming up for Zode as well. Is all good stuff. Back at home, Alceister is getting his CC up, and he's getting barracks out of. So he's getting a reactor out of his barracks, and he's getting the factory down for some reacted Hellions coming out nice and quick, as well as going up to his second gas in the main, which I think means he's probably going to be going for a starport after this. We'll have to see. Looks like that SCV is going to be on continual building duty, dropping down a starport there, and. Actually, Alceister's just producing a single Hellion from his factory and getting 2 Marines out. He needs something to put in the bunker because he currently has no army units apart from like the two Reapers. No, he's got 2. Yeah, no, the 2 Reapers. Oh no, the supply was from army units in production. That's where that was coming from. So yeah, he had no army units and needed something if any amount of lings made their way across the map to him. And Zode actually pulled all of his drones out of gas and still isn't getting any. So he's going to be quite a lot behind on the tech, on the upgrades, on anything like that, unless he does something with this. And just sending a couple lings across the map could, I don't know. I think by the time they get there, Alceister will be pretty comfortable with where he is. He'll have a few Marines in that bunker. He'll have a much tighter wall off, and he should have a siege tank up. Zode, I'm not sure why he's sending these lings where he is. I guess he's still sort of worried that there might be a barracks somewhere out on the map. And Alceister's actually just gone for a pretty normal sort of 1-1-1 with an expand inside his base rather than. Ooh, we have a second factory coming down, and somebody in chat was mentioning that Alceister is normally a very turkey mech player, so he's been playing very atypical sort of fashion for himself in the first couple of games. I guess he's returning to his roots with the second factory, unless he's going for some kind of weird blue flame Hellion all in. But actually, yeah, having already gotten a couple of tanks, pushing out with these first 2 tanks. We saw this in. Him push out with just a couple of tanks on Ohana, but he got absolutely crushed by Zode because he had the units. Oh my god, ling run by, no raised depots on. Oh, he does raise depots into the main, so these lings are going to have to fight in the shadow of that bunker, and they are denying a few SCVs, and that one's having a little bit of a dance to itself. But these lings are all going to get cleaned up eventually. They brought this push from Alceister home, which is, I think, the biggest thing there, which bought Zode time, gave Zode a very, very good read on what his opponent's army size was, and now Zode is starting as +1 carapace. He's got a few banelings out, but that's not going to be great against these siege tanks. If Alceister can focus his siege tanks on the banelings, then the lings. Once they're dead, the siege tanks can all clean up the lings very well, and the Marines should do pretty well on the lings either way. Although, without stim, without medevacs, without combat shield, they'll actually do a lot worse on these lings. So, having thought about that, I'm kind of a little bit worried for Alceister. He's got not much to defend these tanks, and the lings actually are coming from behind. They're going to pick up a tank. They're going to pick up the reinforcements for Alceister, or even just go straight for these units. And Lings coming in from both directions. The Lings on the low ground going for the tanks, picking one off. But the one on the high ground is actually still surviving, being repaired by SCVs. And Alceister, with a fantastic spread on his tanks, is going to kill one of his own tanks, unfortunately. But some more Lings coming in from Zode, and he is going to be able to clean this up, especially with drones coming off the line. He should take care of this, but more and more reinforcements coming across the map from Alceister. And that Banshee still has no answer. A Queen coming along should be able to take that out, but Alceister's just got Marines and tanks streaming across the map. This is the last lot of reinforcements they'll have for a little while, though, and it looks like they're not going to make it out of there alive. One medevac picking up one SCV and saving that. You've got to keep your SCVs alive. It's important. SCVs bring you more money, and more money means actually fewer problems in StarCraft, slightly oddly. Zode is going to try and focus down this siege tank, which is not gonna die with the support of that Banshee with 14 kills. Banshee definitely the MVP of that push, but Alceister forced out a lot of Lings from Zode, which meant that overall they're on about the same work accounts, but Zode has that third base up and running and in position. So if he starts producing, when he starts droning, he's going to see the income from that right away. Whereas Alceister is only just starting to finish up his third, and he's going to then have to turn it into an orbital, and then he's going to have to lift it over. And Zode will know immediately he's got a Ling in that location that he can use to land. Zode's going to try and just clean up a few Marines, but the siege tank fire drives him away, and he does back out. Raven coming out from Alceister as well, along with Blue Flame for any potential Hellions, Hellbats he decides to make. And I kind of want to see what Zode does in response, because at the minute he's still just going very standard sort of Ling Bane style. I don't think he knows. No, he must know what he's up against, because he's seen all three factories in the main. I mean, there are 4, but he's seen 3 of them, which would, to almost any player, give you enough of a hint that mech of some form is on the way, especially with this floating barracks which is going over a Ling. But Zode is just continuing with the Banelings, with the Ling upgrades, with something that trades very, very cost inefficiently versus mech. But I guess the mobility is what he's trying to exploit. But if Alceister just leaves a couple siege tanks left around them in vulnerable locations, I reckon he'll probably be okay on holding off on these Lings. We'll have to find out, though. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a planetary at his third. Alceister is very, very much on the defensive in this game. I really want to see how Zode's going to deal with this, because okay, I guess he just couldn't believe the mech, and he has cancelled his melee upgrades. He's gonna. Oh, did he let them finish? No, he actually did let them finish, but he started on missile attacks now, and he's got a Roach run down. So it looks like we're going to be seeing transitioning towards more of a Roach Hydra style. And trying to combat the mech with that. The +1 attack on these Lings is really going to help if he manages to get any run-bys, though. However, Alceister is moving out across the map once more. No Marines to be found this time. The only biological units is going to be Hellbats, and as I speak those words, a single solitary Marine walks out to prove me wrong. And also, of course, SCVs. SCVs is a biological unit as well. But Mutalisks on the way. There's 10 Mutalisks coming out and only 1 Thor. Okay, no, there's 2 Thors. Alceister should be okay, as long as the Mutalisk count doesn't get too overwhelming. I think 2 Thors should be able to deal with 10 Mutalisks, especially with that Raven for a point defense drone or a Seeker missile, whichever one they chose. And this 4th base is a goner. Absolutely, Zode doesn't get a cancel on it either, unfortunately. And Alceister is now throwing down missile turrets as well. That's really, really nice. It's going to help out against the Mutalisks. But actually, Zode is just going for a straight-up counterattack. He's all the way across the map and going to magic box this Thor down. But with the Widow Mine, huge hit on the Mutas, follows them all the way. And that Thor is going to get some other big hits following that up. And really not as much getting done with this counterattack as he wanted to. And across the map, Alceister's moving in towards the 3rd. The Hellbats are roasting away with Blue Flame. They're roasting those drones. Siege tanks are moving up, and Zode's trying to come back across the map. He doesn't really have an army to fight this mech yet. Being reduced back to 2 bases. The Swarm hosts are just about to pop, but there's only 4 of them. Alceister will be able to... Are they going to... Oh, one of them's going to spawn at the 3rd base as well. So 3 Swarm hosts. like that doesn't really threaten this mech army at all. He needs to a lot more than that to try and push him back. And Zode the Stormhost is going to come out. They're going to deal like one shot to a Hellbat, and even the Hellbats, they can be healed by medevacs, so it's not a big deal. One of them is going to go down, which is all right. But I feel like as soon as Alceister starts pushing towards this natural, it's kind of gone for Zode. Zode does have a third base down here, which I don't think Alceister knows about, so that will help him quite a bit. And yeah, Alceister decided it's time to go. The Hellbats are going to roast away the Locusts, and I don't think Zode has extended Locust lifetime. No, he doesn't have extended Locust lifetime, so either way, there's going to be a lot of time between waves on these Locusts, and their siege tanks can start sieging up right now, covering the natural. The Swarm Host are being focused on. There's that Raven for detection, doesn't even need to scan. The splash from the Hellbats is going to kill off so many of these workers. They get straight into the middle line. The Broodlings don't do anything either, and Alceister is just pummeling through Zode right now. The Mutalisks are desperately trying to come back with two Thors here. It's just not gonna happen. They're too strong on those Mutalisks. The splash damage, very, very effective. A Stormhost trying to waddle in from the third. Alceister has other ideas than that, and Zode is trying to hold on. He's got his lair, all his tech, all in this main base. Actually, the Mutalisks have taken out the Thors. There's only two of them left, but well, one of them left now. This auto turret is doing an incredible job as well. But this Mutalisk will survive and put these units on a very long timed life. The problem is that Mutalisk, it's one Mutalisk. It's going to take so long to kill any of these units. It's going to kill this siege tank. Next shot, it's not focusing that one down. It's going to kill that siege tank, but it's going to take so long to kill all of the Banshees, the siege tanks, the Hellbats, and they're going to do enormous amount of damage in that meantime. Almost all the siege tank, the Locusts for Zode are dead now. There's one left. That Locust, that Swarm Host did manage to kill off the two tanks, which is good, but Zode has so little left. GG.